Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnick here for the live preview of the first test match between India and New Zealand that's going to be held at Green Park in Kanpur, which is a ground that I'm not that familiar with, to be very honest with you. I was going to see what the ground is like. I tried a bit of history on it, but it certainly is going to be interesting. Well, obviously, we've got this series on, the India versus New Zealand series. We've got the series between West Indies and Sri Lanka happening in Sri Lanka. And then there's obviously, I think, Bangladesh and Pakistan are also there. The ICC women's qualifiers are happening in Zimbabwe with teams like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all there. And then, of course, there's the other ICC women's qualifiers in Dubai. Well, lesser teams such as Malaysia, Kuwait, whole string of teams that are there as well. So, yeah, this is a very early time, almost an hour and 28 minutes before the match starts there in Kanpur. So India versus New Zealand in 1.5 hours, correct? Gaming with Paranjay. That's exactly right. There's a fair bit of reports. So we talked, obviously, in the 3 T20 matches, Rohit Sharma and even Axar Patel, they say, sparkled when they beat New Zealand a clean sweep, a complete clean sweep, a 3-0. So, yeah, it's quite an impressive tournament indeed. And we got South Africa A are playing India AIC. Bangladesh playing Thailand in a match in the women's. Obviously Sri Lanka. West Indies need 296 runs to win, but they're already 6 for 52, so in dire straits, to say the least. So now we have Kanpur, Green Park. First test there. I'm trying to, maybe some of the viewers can help us, but I don't know when the last time we played a test match in Kanpur, to be honest. Hasn't been that frequent a situation. So obviously with Pujaras, Ajinkya Rahane going to be around. Ashwin Patel will probably play a role. Then you have from the New Zealand lot, I'm assuming Kane Williamson will be back. Kohli is not back yet. He was in Mumbai the last time I saw him at Cricket Club of India with a Brabourne Stadium there with a cat. That's the last thing I've seen. Not Kohli, whether he's going to play the second test, I'm not sure. Hi, Norman. Test cricket is back finally. Yes, Terence Aldrin, I'm right. Yeah, right. Do you see Black Caps winning easily in this series against India? No. Coding's just got, since players missing, what prediction of the studio will say 2-0 for Kiwis or not? No, I don't think the Kiwis are 2-0 certainties at all. This is India's home ground. Why would you say that? Well, obviously New Zealand's got Kane Williamson back. Kyle Jamieson will play more of a role. They won the World Test Championship, yes, only a short while ago in England, yes, in conditions which were New Zealand friendly. Henry Nicholls, Tim Southey. We have a preview here, and I'll go through some of that preview for you. No, that's not one of them. Preview, here we go. Trial by spin for New Zealand as Test cricket's top-ranked sides face off. So they are the top-ranked sides by far. 1 and 2, in fact. So the big picture we're talking about here, there are 2 top teams in the ICC Test rankings, these 2 teams. How many spinners played for India side, or who was my favourite? Well, I would say Ashwin will be a major player this time around, being in home conditions. Axar Patel will certainly be the injured age, you would think. So the recently contested World Test Championship final, where New Zealand won, and quite handsomely. one team has won each of these three meetings, last 3 meetings. All three just will play distance that negated the other team's biggest point difference to spin bowling. So none have been spin bowling related. India now have a chance to play New Zealand in their own so-called conditions. New Zealand now have the chance to prove that they've just World Test Championships, but also best all-considered Test team in the world. So New Zealand have a chance to prove that if they win. But if they don't, well, it's back in India's favour. This should be one of the most eagerly anticipated series in recent times, is what they're saying, which it should be. Two top teams playing, more than the Ashes. But just look at who won't be lining up in Kanpur, even though they're fully fit. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Punt. Well, Bumrah, they're saying, Sharmi are all not there. Then for New Zealand, Bolt, de Grandhomme. It's surrounded these times. These players have played far too much cricket. Punt's been given a rest. Might be form-based too, actually, I would argue. Bumrah will be interesting. Virat Kohli, I'm earmarking him to play for the second test. We'll see. I know the star power might otherwise command, but this still promises a drawing series. Some of the up-and-coming Indian players will have their chance to perform really well. So after an England tour during which India 11 mostly had room only for one of them, Ashwin and Jadeja will be back together for sure, that's for sure. Threat is likely, and Akshar Patel will also join them in a three-man spin attack, and that will be pretty lethal for New Zealand. The challenge is that this Indian attack, the aforementioned spinners, plus their quicks, present Indian condition maybe the biggest test for sure. It isn't clear what the Green Park service will be. It'll be of a kind that New Zealand hasn't experienced for quite a while, that's for sure. We have Cole Jamieson back, obviously played very well in the World Cup. Not the World Cup, sorry, the World Test Championship. And then you got people like Neil Wagner and Tim Southey that have had very good records in Asia, as we know. And then Will Sullivan, maybe he may come into play. Now, where has he been for the other forms? I don't know. This is for New Zealand. But without Sharma, Rahul, Virat, Punt, Cheteshwar, Pujara, and Ajit Kamani will potentially rusty. They could come to the fore here. The form guide, India had a win-loss, win-draw, loss. Last 5 test matches most recent. New Zealand have win-win, draw, win-win. So they got a bit of record, actually. Jigar Rahane, certainly. Ajaz Patel comes into the series with 13 wickets, so he'll be one of the bowlers possibly today. So Rahane has confirmed Shreyas Iyer will make his debut on Thursday. So Shreyas Iyer will make his debut. He hasn't ruled out playing another debutant, Surya Kumar Yadav, as in Sky. They both could well get a go. Ishant Kashan maybe in there as well. Maybe not. Looks like Ridman Saha may be the keeper, which I don't think that's a good step. He's going backwards somewhat. A decision who they leave out. So the Indian probable team, we'll call it a probable team, is Mayank Agarwal should get his return to the fore without Rahul there, and Shubman Gill should also get a return without Rohit there. Cheteshwar Pujara. So Agarwal and Shubman Gill both had, they were both unable to play the previous test. Shubman Gill went home early with I think it was a hamstring, and Agarwal got hit. They both didn't play the entire series, and Rahul and Rohit Sharma opened, so these two will get the chance. Pujara, Rahane, number 4, and captain. Shreyas Iyer, number 5 at this point. Whether Sky comes in, we don't know. 6, Jadeja. 7, Saha. So it's interesting. They've lost 2 keepers. They've lost Rahul's a keeper, and as well they've lost, of course, Punt. So then Saha, then Ashwin. So either Akshar Patel or Sky Yadav. I think Akshar Patel. And 10 and 11 will be Siraj, Umesh Yadav, and Ishant Sharma. So 2 of those 3. Probably, I would have thought Umesh certainly deserved to go after his previous series. I don't know. I thought Ishant Sharma was basically finished. I thought he is no longer in the squad. Yeah, he's there. So really, that's the side that's likely. We'll find out about another 39 minutes or so. 49 minutes. So, big question for New Zealand, of course, is the composition of their attack. Will they use 2 spinners and 3 fast? Or if it's 2, it's 2. Will Young seems likely to open the slot vacated by Tevin Conway. Or Tom Blundell taking the heating gloves the first test of the post BJ Watling era. So the New Zealand probable 11 will be Tom Latham there with Will Young. Guptill's obviously a short form player now. Williamson, Ross Taylor returns. Henry Nichols, Tom Blundell, and then Santner or Kyle Jamieson, probably more, I would say Kyle Jamieson. Tim Southey, Wagner, Somerville, and Ajaz Patel. Miss Santner, I know he played okay in the short form version the other day. He even captained the side, didn't he? I don't rate him. This is my opinion. I'm just not a big fan of him. So, yeah, that's some early. How many? And initial, we'll probably play 3 spinners: Jadeja, Ashwin, and probably Axel Patel. Yeah, I can't say. No, you're true low. My question is that for you. Yeah, okay. Well, I am a true lawyer, but we haven't got many people here today. So this is the 860th video that I've put out, by the way. And so this is a preview, probably more of the test series. So don't forget, we have India versus New Zealand here. And the next 2 tests will. Let's just have a look at that. We've got. Look at the series. Let's look at the series. In India, New Zealand, we have now a test series. There's 2 test series. First test, Kanpur, Green Park, which is what we're here now seeing. And the second test is in Mumbai. Is it Brabourne and Wankhede? I'm not sure. So that's the second test. The first test is the 25th, which is today until the 29th. And then the second test is from the 3rd of December to the 7th of December. 3rd of December, of course, is my mother's 90th birthday here in Australia. Okay, so yeah, those 2 tests will be done and dusted before the actual Ashes starts, which is quite interesting. So that's one series. Then we've got Sri Lanka versus West Indies. And Sri Lanka's first test is already underway. And West Indies need on day 4 296 runs to win with already 6 down. So that's going to be a struggle. Then that's the first and second test are both in Gaul and Galla, which is down south. 21st to 25th, so being the last day. And the second test is on the 29th, the 3rd. So they're both underway with a test series. Then you've got South Africa versus the Netherlands. Okay, I didn't know that was happening. Then you've got Bangladesh versus Pakistan. And they've got a first and second test occurring as well. The first test between Bangladesh and Pakistan is happening from November 26th to 30th in Shadagram, and the second test is from the 4th of December until the 8th, and that's in Dhaka. So they're also playing. So there we have it. We have series between India and New Zealand, which we're talking about today. Sri Lanka versus West Indies in Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh versus Pakistan in Bangladesh. There's also South Africa versus Netherlands. Not sure that's really noteworthy. I guess they have to be deemed to be. Let's have a look at that. Netherlands are touring South Africa. And they're playing 3 ODIs, I can see. Yeah, so that's another series. And of course, WW's got a T10 tournament, which we won't talk much about. The Marsh Cup is happening here, which is like a 1-day cup. Sheffield Shield's happening here in Australia, and the Ashes, of course, with the Ashes starting on December 8th at the Gabba. Followed by, you want to hear that series? I'll tell you about that. You've got December 8th to the December 8th to the 12th, Australia versus England in the first of the 5 test series, and that'll be held in Brisbane, the Gabba, which is named after Woolloongabba, which is an Aboriginal word for the area that it is. Woolloongabba, shortened to be called the Gabba. So that's the first test from the 8th to the 12th of December. Then there'll be a second test in Adelaide, which is a great ground, and it doesn't say day-nighter, which is it is in fact it's a day-nighter from the 16th to the 20th of December. Be interesting. And then moving on to the third test, which is December 26th to 30th. By that stage, I think India will be playing a series against South Africa, so we'll talk about that in a minute. So the third test will be in Melbourne on Boxing Day, December 26th to 30th, followed by the fourth test in Sydney, which is my hometown, from January 5th to 9th, which will be the fourth test. Now, the fifth test is in Perth on the West Coast, and that's meant to be January 14 to 18, but that depends whether we're open to going there, and it may well lead to it being changed to Hobart in Tasmania. We'll see whether that happens. That'll be rather a interesting development. All right, the other series which we can talk about is not up there, future series. Let's have a look at future series. Future series. Let's have a look here. West Indies will tour Pakistan, which we've talked about. Netherlands are touring South Africa. India are touring South Africa now. And then the Indian tour of South Africa happens. And that's where it'll be of interest post these two test matches, with the first test being December 17th in Joburg, followed by the second test on Boxing Day, the same days as the Ashes in Centurion, and the third test in Cape Town, January 3rd to 7th. So they're the three tests that will occur in South Africa, with ODIs following in Paarl, Cape Town, and back to Cape Town for a few ODIs, and we've even got T20 championships happening there. There are 4 T20 champions right through to the end of January. A place called Paarl, which I'm not too sure. How many's been played? Okay, I've already mentioned that before. Yeah, I think India will have 3 spinners. That's my thoughts. That's what I would suggest. So at the moment it is 8:18 in the morning there in India. And the game actually starts at what time? 10 o'clock, doesn't it? No. What time does the game start? It's an hour and 12 minutes away, so that's 2, 3, about 9:30. 9:30 start. That's rather late. Well, early, I should say. Not late. Yeah, so we've got a fair bit happening there. I mean, the Sri Lankan match between Sri Lanka and West Indies saw Sri Lanka get 386 with Dimuth Karunaratne getting a good century there again. They declared 4 for 191 in the second, after the West Indies run left for 230. And the West Indies are 6 for 52. Ooh, that's awful. Who took the wickets there? Ramesh Mendes got 4 for 17 so far. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, Nkrumah Bonner is on 18. The rest of the players only have single figures. Sri Lankan second innings, Dimuth Karunaratne yet again got runs. He got 83 in that performance after getting, I think he got 147 in the first innings, and then he got 83 in the second. And Angelo Matthews got 69. Dinesh Chandimal was out in that 10, so Angelo Matthews was 69. He certainly got some runs, hasn't he? Let's have a look what he's got. Yeah, another 50 for him. 6,300 runs there for quite impressive. The old let's have a look here. Let's go back to the beginning there. Let's go back to the Cricket Australia. Let's have a look here. Oh, here we go. Let's look at the stats. Stats, all records. Batting record. Here we go. Batting records. Tests. Most runs in a career. Currently, we've got Angela Matthews, 6,308 runs. So he went past Michael Hussey with only 11 centuries, but 37 50s. And his batting average is 45. Hussey's with 51. So Aravinda De Silva, he's only, 53 runs behind Aravinda De Silva. Pujara's really high in that. There's quite a bit of movement there. But yeah, Angela Matthews quite admirably is 2 tests away from reaching De Silva's 93 tests, and he's almost equal runs. He scored 11 centuries. De Silva scored 20, 22.50 for De Silva, but Matthews 37. So it's pretty commendable batting performance there by Angela Matthews. He could well go up he might even be trying to aim for 100 tests, you never know. Which will be rather impressive. Not many players for Sri Lanka have gone over 100 tests. Let's look at Jinaran Tunga, only played 93. Matthews is 91. Interesting. The Silver's 93. I'm trying to see if there's any Jayasuriya. Well, Jayasuriya played 110. Then, of course, we go right up to the top of the tree. You got Sangakkara 134 and Jayawarden 149. So they were clearly the highest in terms of Hello, Baram.
Hello, Norman. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, it's not good morning for me. It's afternoon here.
Okay, but I feel happy to say good morning because all the time we are doing the shows mostly in the night. So it's like you don't know whether to say good night. So good for a change to say good morning or good afternoon. To see
Exactly.
good to see test matches back on.
Oh, absolutely. It's I've just noticed that Nathan Lyon put out. I uploaded a video of Nathan Lyon just before. He sounds very buoyant about the whole thing, but this is an interesting test. There's no Rohit Sharma. There's no KL Rahul. There's no
Mohammad Shami, no Bumrah, no Virat Kohli, no Colin de Grandhomme, no Bolt, no Trent Bolt. So I think it's India A versus New Zealand A, you can say.
So what's happening to Kohli? Is he coming back for the next test?
Yeah, well, he says he will be back for the next test. So
because he was at Braidwood. He was at Braidwood.
And right now, all these players who are not playing are basically just taking a break. It's not that anyone other than KL Rahul, all are fit and ready to play.
Oh, I know. It's not based on anything other than taking a break. And look, understandably, they must be stuffed. But I mean, nobody wants to not play for your country. If you know what I mean. No one wants to be in a situation not to play for your country, do they?
Correct.
But I mean, look, you've got. Let's have a look here. You've got. We're talking about probable sides. Where are you, outside or something?
Yeah, I actually came to have a late, like a brunch, late breakfast, early lunch.
It can't be a late breakfast. It's 8 o'clock, 8:30. It's not late.
I'm in Philippines, Norman. It's like around 11 here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot what time it is there. You're right. I'm thinking you're in India.
Yeah.
What, you got a high brick wall next to you? What's going on there?
Maybe because of the camera angle, it's looking that way.
That's right.
So now my breakfast is also here.
Is it? I just had a late lunch. What are you having?
I don't know how to show.
Right. That looks very Filipino. That doesn't look.
No, it's Middle Eastern, Lebanese, to be more accurate. Hummus with falafel.
So you're an Indian in the Philippines having Lebanese food.
Yeah, that's globalization for you.
Yes. So I went to watch the New South Wales versus Victoria one-day match. Pretty boring match. It was a one-sided match, but it was good to have a chat to Adam Zampa. He was there, and it was interesting to talk to him. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, I saw the pics.
Yeah, and it was good. And yeah, we've got so many test series happening. We've got West Indies versus Sri Lanka, and you've got Bangladesh versus Pakistan. South Africa playing the Netherlands, which is, I mean, Netherlands are now a test ranked team, aren't they?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm assuming they are. I mean, Ireland certainly is. Afghanistan are. I think
I don't think Netherlands. I don't think South Africa, Netherlands are playing a test. Maybe ODI, yeah, but test. I'm not
they're
aware.
playing, yeah, ODIs, but still, they've been qualified as something. They must be, otherwise they wouldn't be playing.
But yeah, yesterday, did you see the West Indies, Sri Lanka, 6 wickets for 18 runs? I said, what the? I don't know what's going on.
But I'd like to see that big guy. What's his name?
Rakeem Cornwall.
When he hits the ball, it's just scary because he's so big that if you get in his way, you know it's going to be a hard hit because he's so damn big.
And but also what I was saying. Yeah, there was even India A versus South Africa A playing in South Africa. So, but it was very boring to watch.
So who's in the India A side?
India A side, there is some notable players are Prithvi Shaw, Hanuma Vihari. Both of them are there. Then in the bowlers, there's Navdeep Saini. There is Arzan Nagwaswala. Then Umran Malik. So good bowling lineup. But unfortunately, the pitch yesterday was like complete. It was a flat batting track. And I think even it would be a dull. I think India will also play out the whole. So it's a 4-day test match. It's not 5 days. So it's a 4-day test match, but I think it will be 1 innings each. Yeah, so today is the 3rd day of that match.
So do you think this is a bit of a waste of time of the test series if all the top players aren't playing?
I won't say it's a waste of time. I would say it is the new normal, which I think players would need to expect, at least the Indian players, given the amount of cricket that is going on. It's insane. If you look at the amount of cricket, at least the Indian team is playing is insane. So there is bound to be these kind of rests and things. And I think right now also there will be I hope there should be a big team, like you are not performing maybe 3-4 matches, not like 10-12 matches. There's no performance and you are just sitting. Like I would say big names over here are like Ajinkya Rahane. Like if you see the last only notable innings I can say was the Melbourne century and then the partnership with Pujara in the 3rd test, if I'm not wrong. 4th test, sorry, the 3rd test. No, sorry, the 4th test. Yeah, the 4th test. But otherwise, it has been I doubt any other team in world cricket would, how can you say, accept this kind of low. His average is like what, 18 in the last 10 innings, 20 innings, not 10 innings, 10 matches, 20 innings. So person with an average of 18 in 10 matches, 20 innings, and still playing is I don't know, acceptable to which team?
I mean, I can see. I mean, both Rahane and Pujara are doing well. Why? Because one, they have to do well. Don't you think?
Yes, I am in fact putting my money on Shreyas Iyer. If he means Ajinkya Rahane said he played, I think he will come with a bang because he needs to prove himself.
Yeah, he does. I mean, they were even suggesting that they might put Sky into the match, but I don't know where they put them. But I'm glad to see Agarwal and Gill both get a go because they were given the bad rub in the Test series in England, weren't they? They were both really meant to be in the team. Agarwal was supposed to start with with Gill, or at least with Rohit Sharma. And that didn't happen.
Yeah. So
what
this
happens
resting,
if
like even with KL Rahul being injured, still they did not get Rohit or Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli back in. Means that really speaks some volumes. Like I think it's very clear on that. Which are good signs actually. So let's see. Also, this will be a big test for New Zealand also. Like we'll know Norman, because last test series, if you see, because of the COVID thing, there were a lot of favorable conditions. I would say luck was a factor that they were majorly in their conditions they got through. So these two test matches will also prove like what is the test metal of New Zealand
very much so.
and where
I
do
mean,
they stand.
Ross Taylor's there. I think that's a good move because I like him as a player. He's a fantastic player. Angelo Matthews got runs for Sri Lanka too. He got 69. He's about to go past Aravinda De Silva, which would not make Aravinda De Silva very happy.
Mm-hmm.
He's played Angelo Matthews. This is his 92nd test. He's played a lot of test matches for his team. And of course, Demuth Karunaratne got 147 and 83. He batted very well as well.
I would agree with Manu John saying falafel, yeah, and Krishna Mohan. See, for New Zealand, I agree with. For them, it's like the whole question comes up into is basically Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor. It's like this is where their whole thing is. They don't even have Devon Conway. He's out for injury, so he was one of their main batsmen. So even he's out. So it looks like a very depleted New Zealand team also. And also the wicketkeeper retired, right? The one who played the last Watley. Even he is
Conway's
retired.
not there. But Blundell's a pretty good player, though.
Okay.
Blundell's a very good player.
Norman, I'll take a leave. I'll join you back maybe after an hour or so. If you're still.
I'm not sure it'll be that long. We'll see how we go. Come back later.
Okay, sure. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Yeah, it's good to have Biram just join us in to give us some thoughts. The reality is that we've got a long way to go before we have any sort of game starting here. We've got another, how long we got to go? 57 minutes, tosses in 27. I mean, it's still really into the toss, although I shouldn't have to be, but Mr. Nathan Lyon did say that about being the, in his eyes, Nathan Lyon wants Tim Payne there. Of course he's going to say that, you know. You'd expect him to say that. Wow. Just updating something there. Salma Hayek, who is a very famous actress, and of course Nathan Lyon has supported Tim Payne in an interview. I think I've got that interview on file. So after this live session for India versus New Zealand, you should go and have a quick look at the video that Nathan Lyon has put through about the whole situation with the Australian Test team. Again, so we've got Sri Lanka versus West Indies. Looks like Sri Lanka's going to win the first test there. South Africa are playing Netherlands. Pakistan are playing Bangladesh, and of course India versus New Zealand. Australia are soon on December 8th to start the series against England and of course the Ashes. So that'll be also there fairly soon. Yeah, so it's all happening. It's the birthday of Julian Goswami too today. I don't know how old she is. She wouldn't be too young. Anyone know? I think New Zealand's still angry about they're losing 3-0 and 2-1. No, I think India are probably more angry for losing the World Test Championship. But yeah, not having Kohli, Rahul, and who else is the better? Who's out? Kohli, Rahul, and there's the third player, isn't there? Another player. Let's have a look. Preview. So they're without, and obviously Punt as well. So Rohit Sharma, Kohli, Punt, and Rahul as well. So Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Rahul, Punt. My God, there's quite a few players out there. But look, Ridman Saha, I would have picked Ishan Kishan also. Ross Taylor, the big threat for India, he and Kanpur together can single-handedly win the series. That's true. So I'll have to agree with that. I do think that those two, Ross Taylor and Kane Wilson, certainly can do some damage. Yeah, I would agree with that. No idea about that at all. But yeah, there's a lot of players out, isn't there? Nathan Lyon review was certainly squashed. Right. So another 23 minutes before the match starts, which is not long. Virat should have come back by now. It's a bit irresponsible. Well, yeah, a margin, I can kind of say that. He's back for the next test, I believe. Not quite sure whether that's necessarily good enough. Now, it is 8 in the morning in India, so the viewership is not that high. I respect that. So the big picture tells me that these two sides will be, it should be a big grudge match. It should be a big deal. This has been rather downplayed, I'm sorry. Maybe it doesn't count too much military law, but I mean, India, any time India plays Test cricket in India, that's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? Very disappointing. I'm meant to be doing I'm the so-called, what do they call it? The polling booth manager for an election happening on December 3rd here in Australia, which is a council election. Not a big deal election, but still, I'm meant to be the polling booth manager. And for some reason, I hope no one else will get that together, so we'll have to work on that. So make comments, guys. Let me know what you want to hear. We've got 19,947 subscribers. I need another 53 people to subscribe, and I've got 20,000. Please, guys, find them. They must be out there. Only another 53. Not many at all. Yeah, we mustn't forget the World Test Championship did occur, and I mean, it's somewhat of an importance there. 1, 2. Yeah, so that's a big deal. The T20, India will whitewash New Zealand for sure. Well, you know, New Zealand have got some good players. Williamson and Ross Taylor, yes. They're pretty good. Can't deny that. Mental health and source of inquiry. I think we've got some issues here in Australia. Yeah, guys. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. And view, like, and share. So if you like it and view it, share it. And tell people just to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps me out greatly. I've just come up to 19,948, so I've got 52 to get, and then I've made 20,000, which is a huge milestone. I would like to get it very soon, guys. I'd like to get it before the Ashes series, certainly, which is a while away, but I would like to get it well as well. I've got almost 9 million views overall, which is incredibly, humbling. It's very nice of you all to be watching us. Yeah, so certainly there's a lot there. So we've got another 20 minutes before the toss. The sides now, Jadeja, Ashwin, and probably Axar Patel, all three will be in the side, they say. So the team news: Agarwal and Shubman Gill should open, both missing out on the Test series against England through injury. Shubman Gill with his hamstring. or knee. And then, of course, Agarwal got hit in the head. He was out for the first match and didn't get back in. Pujara's at number 3. Rahane's moved up to 4 in place of where Kohli would be. Shreyas Iyer has been included. He will make his debut as a test player. And another debutant would be Surya Kumar Yadav Sky. Could come in as well, but where that would be, they're saying / Axel Patel, I don't think so. So Jadeja at 6, Saha 7, Ashwin 8. What's his name on Tim Payne? Well, he's out of the. He's not captaining. He's playing matches for a second 11 and kept pretty well. And he's playing a one-day match, trying to show his fitness. And if he does, he will be probably back in the side. Well, not back, but in the side, but not as captain. Josh English is also knocking on the door. By the way, India A is performing poor against South Africa A. South Africa 7 for 509, and the youngsters are performing well. Okay. So, Agarwal and Shubman Gill. Pujara, then followed by Rahane. And Shreyas Iyer looks like he's got his place. Jadeja, Saha, Ashwin at 8. 9, well, they're saying the 3 spinners are Axel Patel and Guernsey, but otherwise Surya Kumar Yadav may come in, which I don't think so. And 10 11 is between Siraj, Umesh Yadav, and Ishant Sharma. So one of those 3 will not get a Guernsey. Pretty good squad, though. Pretty good squad. Then, of course, New Zealand without Devon Conway still. We've got Latham and a guy called Will Young, who bats pretty well. Kane Williamson at 3. William played well in the. He played well in the county circuit in England. So Williamson at 3, Ross Taylor at 4. It's pretty solid battle. Henry Nichols batting well. Tom Blundell can certainly bat. He's keeping now. I would say Jamison over Santner, and the Saudi and Wagner both commendable. Bolt's not here. And Will Somerville will probably come into bowl spin. Ajaz Patel, well, he's earmarked to get a game as well. Some stats and trivia. This will be New Zealand's 4th test match in Kanpur. So they played a few test matches there, making Green Park their most visited test venue in India. Now, that's news to me. I didn't know that. They have played 5 tests each in Mumbai and Hyderabad and 4 in Chennai. But those games have been divided amongst multiple grounds. Okay. New Zealand have won just 2 of their 34 tests in India so far. In Nagpur in 1969, 70, and Mumbai 88, 89. So it's been more than 30 years since New Zealand won a test match in India. So it's not looking good. Ashwin needs 5 wickets to go past Harbhajan Singh's tally of 417 and become India's most prolific off-spinner in Test cricket. Not most prolific bowler, because Kumble is above that, of course. Yeah, okay. Umesh Yadav is 4 wickets short of becoming the 5th Indian fast bowler after Kapil Dev, Javagal Srinath, Zahir Khan, and Ishant Sharma to pick up 100 wickets in home tests. That's a nice little thing for Umesh Yadav if he plays. If Kyle Jamieson plays and picks up 4 wickets, he will become the joint 2nd quickest to 50 test wickets among bowlers who have made their debuts in this millennium. Vernon Philander got there in 7 tests, while Ashwin and Yashir Shah took 9 tests each to reach the landmark. So it will be then 7 wickets, 7 test matches of which Kyle Jamieson's reached. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd say Kyle Jamieson's playing and Santner's not. We're going to find out in 15 minutes' time, aren't we? So New Zealand, great chance to win the series. Great chance of winning today's match, maybe, but not if Cole and the rest of them come back, you would think. Yes. You'd have to think that, at 8:45 in the morning in India. Pretty early in the morning, isn't it? It's 2:16 or 2:15, 2:16 p.m. here in Australia. But I feel like I'm more in your time zone, to be honest with you. Let's have a look here. Just updating on some stats. Looks as though Shreyas Iyer has been confirmed by Ajinkya Rahane as making his Test debut. Shreyas Iyer, of course, played for Delhi Capitals, was captain there, but then Punt joined the fray and was there in his place. But yeah, that's a Shreyas Iyer would be very happy after his shoulder injury during the IPL set, or at least some part of the series. He looks a bit down and out. But no, he's got himself back and the first cat off the rank. Sky Yadav would have liked to have been the person. So Rivu, hey, good afternoon, Rivu, New Zealand. So if you're new, Rivu, or anyone's new, please view, like, and share this video to your friends now while we're live, and also subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and that's my Twitter, my Instagram account at Norman Koch, which is also a Facebook account for Norman Kochnik, and we also have a LinkedIn page as well that I'm on a few platforms. So again, Rahane has confirmed that Shreyas Iyer will make his debut on Thursday, which is today. He hasn't ruled out playing another debutant in Surya Kumar Yadav, the Sky, as well, though with India not yet revealing if they will play 5 specialist batters, as they have done in most of their recent home tests, or 6, they may have a difficult decision to make on which seamer to leave out, with a third being unlikely at a venue not reputed to offer too much pace and carry, namely Green Park in Kanpur, which is where New Zealand play the most games, which I didn't know that. Wouldn't have thought that. Yes. Very interesting indeed. Oh, we've got some 12 minutes before the toss, guys. And I'm very happy that you're all subscribing. We've got another subscriber. Thank you who just subscribed. A few people are here. I don't know whether Aparna Saini is floating around. We'll see. She might be. The post game for the Women's Big Bash. Yeah, that's going on as we speak. Interesting enough, I guess. Hey Norman, how's everything going on since it also? What's the update about the captaincy's range trying to go in? Okay, Sydney's wet, as is I think Queensland as well. You're Arun Singh, I think you're in Queensland. The captaincy, well, both strangely, Pat Cummins and Steve Smith were interviewed for the position by some cricket board compilation, and yeah, it's almost close to 20,000. Yes, you're right. 51 more money. 51. I mean, 51 at this stage. 51. Get me 51 more subscribers, guys. Go out there and talk to your friends and push it up to 20,000. Even during this broadcast, it'd be fantastic. So, yeah. So at this point, Cummins and Smith were interviewed, which implies that one, if not both, will be in the leadership group. I'd say with some certainty that you'd have to think that Cummins will be the captain, with a great deal of support from his vice captains and the rest of the teammates. And then on top of that, probably they may put Steve Smith as vice captain, which is neither here nor there, I say. Pakistan never won a World Cup match, then they thrashed India apart on part 2 wins. New Zealand playing is used to Indian condition now by playing so much IPL. Yeah, they would, but I think no. I think there's a. So Roshan Abasinghe, a famous commentator, just posted on his social media, the persistent rain at Galle has thankfully created ground staff starting. Not created. Suddenly, okay, let me repeat that. The persistent rain at Galle has thankfully ceased. Ground staff starting to mop up water on the covers, and hopefully that's take them off too. However, the sky still continues to be gloomy. There you go. Arthur Mount here played footy for, I think, for the board. Okay. So we have some, how long we got to go? Another few minutes. Totally agree. I do agree. Okay. Yeah, 19,949 subscribers. 51 friends and family members could come and join me here and subscribe, and therefore I'll hit the magical 20,000 button. Who will be the person to hit the button to make me tip over the 20,000? I'd love to find out. Maybe I can go through my system and check who reaches that milestone first, which will be, for me, a big deal. Seeing it really started about January this year, and it's now November. It's taken a good better part of the year to reach it, but that's still a pretty good goal. I know that some other people trying to get within 6 months 1 million subscribers. Well, that'll be a huge thing in itself as well. Yeah, so I sent. Let's just sent that there. Okay. So, yeah, so what have we got here? IPL has pros and cons both. That's why you see Australia and New Zealand and England reaching T20 World Cup semi-finals instead of India, Bangladesh. Now they are used to these conditions. It's true. It certainly has improved. Shiv Kumar, the pitch curator for Kanpur Test, yesterday said to the press that the pitch won't behave as a dust bowl. It's a sporting pitch and won't crack. Okay, so more of a bit more batting friendly. But it will still crumble a little bit. I don't believe that it won't fully crumble. Yeah, it'll crumble a little bit, guys. I don't think it'll be a complete dust bowl, perhaps, but it'll certainly have some sort of cracking component there. Let's have a look. So Ajaz Patel comes into the series with 13 wickets at 29.61 against Pakistan and the UAE, and 9 wickets at 26.88 in Sri Lanka. Those are excellent numbers, but bowling in India, as even Shane Warne and Morley discovered, isn't the same as it is in the rest of Asia. It's the biggest test for a visiting spinner, but if he can bowl a lot of overs and bowl them with control, the rest of New Zealand's attack will have an access to bowl around. That's a bit of a call. I don't know whether Ajaz Patel's that good, but we'll see. Well, Somerville certainly is. I think he's a good player. With some 6 minutes to go for the toss. Very interesting to see what happens if we go. Nathan Lyon's videos there, guys. Why don't you watch them? You can't watch both, can you? So we've got a situation here where so the catchphrase was trial by spin for New Zealand as Test cricket's top-ranked sides face off, and that's what they are. They are the top-ranked sides. Yeah, so that's a rather big deal for this. There's now some 5 minutes before you would argue the traditional toss timing, and we'll probably hear team selection as well. Maybe hear from the two captains, Ajinka Rahane and Williamson, two very calm captains, two captains which are more in sync with each other, you would argue. Both particularly good at what they do. Rahane was invaluable in the Test series in Australia last summer, and Williamson, World Test Championship, made the T20 World Cup final, lost, and even the ODI final back a couple of years ago in England, which they lost by the skin of their teeth. So yeah, it was pretty remarkable. to look in. Yes, we should see a toss very, very soon. Some 4 minutes to the toss. So Shriv Kumar pitching. When Abu says to win the toss and bat first, negotiate first out at the sun right position and put a big total on board. Agree. I think it's important that you win the toss and bat first in any test match, including a match such as this one. So Melbourne Renegades women versus Adelaide Strikers women. The winner of that plays against Perth in the final. So we've got some. I don't know what. Okay, so we've got some subscribers coming on board. We've got 19,950. Still need 50 guys. Find me those 50, please. It would be phenomenal if you did. I really would appreciate it. It'd be nice to reach that incredible total sometime today. That's 19,950. There you go. So you win the toss and bat first, negotiate the first hour, let the sun dry up the moisture, and put a big total on the board. Review, I would totally agree with that. That's totally another the way that I would go. Well, Nazareth has made a kind of bollocks. It punts. Would you say Tim Payne's the best clubman in the world? Best clubman in Australia? Or Josh English, I think, would be up there in Australia. In the world, I don't think. Be interesting to see what happens. Well, 2 minutes to the toss, we think. 2 minutes to the toss. So we're just waiting on that happening here. I might even have a cup of coffee or one. We'll get that on there. Yeah, we have 2 minutes to the toss, guys. Okay. Keep an eye out for Axel Patel. He will have some plans for him. Those spinning tracks will give headaches. Axel Patel's brilliant. He's lethal. He bowled well just in the recent tournament too. So he's a big threat. Let's be honest. Big threat. Huge threat. So let's have it, guys. Is the toss come up yet? Well, 1 minute they're saying. The last time he was in one test here he was the commentator says he was 2 years old. Pitch report by Deep Dasgupta and Simon Dill reckon it will be turn and perhaps variable bounce in this pitch. Some cracks which are a bit wobbly around the edges already. You would want to win the toss here, absolutely. People are saying Axel will be the leading wicket taker in this match. Well, with guys like Ashwin Jadeja, it's going to be a fair contest. I think the spin will actually take hold. Let's agree that the Indian team is not consistent. They get 36 all out. It's a 10-wicket thrashing one day. Knocked out the league stage, so it can't be considered the greatest team ever. It's a bit inconsistent. They've got a few issues. Do we know playing? I just got here. Was it out shopping? Angel Wings. No, we had another team did it. It's just Angel Wings. The team toss will occur in the next few minutes. It's 30 minutes to play starting, so it should be in the second hour. We should get in the toss very shortly. whole Azim Rafiq episode and the cricket fraternity finger pointing at East in Yorkshire. And I mean, in many other countries, these issues are just swept under the carpet. Yeah, and they swept them under the carpet in Australia too. They've had issues in Australia with sexual harassment. We've heard about that. And sexting, and all the other issues. When is the toss? The toss is now. Okay, India won the toss and will bat. India have won the toss and will bat. I'll repeat that. India have won the toss and will bat, which is great. Which is a great result, I think, for India's positioning in this game. That means India will. Rahane expects the pitch to play well early on and then bring the spinners into play, he says. So that's a great moment there. So India have won the toss. India have won the toss. And elected to bowl. Elected to bat. Now it's amazing. Kohli is no longer, well, he's not captain of the T20. Rohit Sharma wins all three. Not captaining the Test match. Rahane wins the toss. It's quite an incredible quite an impressive situation. So Rahane expects the pitch to play well early on and bring the spinners into play. 3 spinners and 2 fast balls. With a debut for Vi expected. Okay, so that's what we're hearing here. India have won the toss and elected to bat, which is yet again 4 tosses in a row. In a row, 3 to Rohit and 1 to Rahane. Quite incredible. So there we have it. So India won the toss and will bat. So 3 spinners and pass bowlers. That basically almost fits into the situation with the side itself. We'll get some further information very shortly. What is your Indian and New Zealand 11 before the 11 gets announced? I've said that already. Gaming with Punjab. So much earlier, you're going to have Gill and Agarwal. Then you're going to have obviously Pujara, Rahane, Shreyas Iyer. Then you'll have Jadeja, Ashwin Saha, probably Akshar Patel, and then you'll have both Shami and I would think Shami's in the is Shami in the side? I think Shami's in the side. You'll see, probably. I'm gonna. There we go. There's a debutant there for New Zealand. Rachin Ravindra, who's got a combination of names there. He's in the side. So Ajaz Patel and Will Summerall are playing, as is debutant Rachin Ravindra. So there you go. So there's what Shami's not playing. My mistake. So it's going to be. I think Umesh Yadav and Siraj. I even think Ishant Sharma's not going to play. I actually think he's no longer really going to figure. Oh, that's my thoughts. We'll wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. We'll be seeing very shortly. So, you guys, you type the Indian team is a bit risky proposition. Well, I wouldn't say risky. Why isn't Kohli playing? Still a bit bubble fatigue. Yes, Angel wins. He's playing apparently in the second test. He's been at Brabourne practicing. That's up at down at Mumbai. So I'd say that's what will go on there. Let's have a look at this. So they've got. They're showing caps here. Certainly showing some caps. Shreyas Iyer. So yeah, the one on the side. So this guy, Rachin Ravindra, is like a combination of Sachin and Ravi Shastri or something, or I'm not sure who the Rav is. It could be many people. Okay. We're saying gaming with Latham. Is this your side? Latham, Young, Williamson, Ross Taylor, Henry Nichols, Blundell, Russian Ravindra, Southey, Aksa, Patel, Ajay Patel, Jamison. So there you go. So there's the side that's just coming through there. We'll wait and see that. That's probably pretty close. Seriously, India cricket structure has gone down in recent years from selection to performance. I don't know. I think that's a little bit heavy. So there we go. We're going to wait for this side to come up in the middle. But what you're saying there, gaming with Punjab, so Latham and Willie, I expected them to open. Kane Williamson at 3, Ross Taylor at 4, Henry Nichols at 5, Blundell 6 as keeper. That's expected. So Rachin Ravindra coming in, so no Santler. Southey, no Wagner, which is interesting. Ajaz Patel, and then Kyle Jamison and Will Somerville. So they've gone with Ajaz Patel, Ravindra, and Somerville. There we have it. Certainly going to be an interesting little kettle of fish here, that's for sure. All right. While we're talking, I'm just going to fill some coffee. I shouldn't be getting biscuits, but I will. So that's gone in there. So we're going to wait for this. If that is the side, Battle of the Patels. There is an Ajaz Patel, Aksa Patel. Maybe it's Norman Patel next. Who knows who else is going to be here? We certainly go bowl by bowl, guys. Biscuits we've got here. Just getting out some biscuits, guys. I am here. I have to write up a. I'm in a job, guys. It's like a job. I'm the polling booth manager. Well, I may not be, but I don't hurry up. So the pitch report, Deptus Gupta and Simon Dool both said that Jamison is a big threat. He can extract bounds being tall in the short end of New Zealand tour, whereas Matt Henry, well, I'm not even sure he's in the squad. He took it very well. What are your thoughts on playing 11? The playing 11 of New Zealand? Well, they've debuted Ravin. A lot of bowls there that are relatively new, aren't they? Like, the new study water, the conditions, but maybe it's a benefit because India haven't quite worked them out yet. You'll have to see. All right. Agarwal Gill, Pujara, Rahane, Shrey Saab, Saha, Jadeja, Ashwin, Aksa Patel, Ishant, Sharman, Umashadov. So Siraj didn't go to looking at the two most experienced guys in India. So Ishant Sharma's got to Guernsey over Siraj, and Umashadov is there. Then you have New Zealand side. Latham, Young, Williamson, Taylor, Nichols, Blundell, Russian Ravindra, Jamison, Will Somerville, Southey, and Ajaz Patel. Well, Ajaz Patel and Ravindra, and to accept some of a bit untested here. Southey and Jamison, we know what we got. New Zealand side's pretty good, actually. With Ross Taylor back, that's a great inclusion. They haven't got Devon Conway, but otherwise they're pretty good. New Zealand side pretty good, actually. India depleted. No Rohit, no Rahul, no Kohli. Pujara and Rahane have to step up. Shreyas Iyer's big opening, big debut. Ridham Saha, very not enthused by him anymore. I think he's past his best, if I'm being honest with you. So the teams there, I would say, but don't forget, the last time New Zealand won a test in India was a long time ago. 88, 89, which was way too long ago. Way too long. Rishi Sunak is next. UK PM Hindu. Was that Angel Windsor? This is not just being announced now, is it? Priti Patel is a foreign minister. Okay. Rahane is into some rough time, but let's see how Rahane will pull the trick. Yep. You heard first. Angel Windsor, what are you now? A political advisor. Are you sure about this? I mean, it could happen. Why not? No reason why it can't happen. He's good enough. I rather like this stuff. I'm going to include this. No matter how good or bad your life is, wake up every morning and be. And I think this is what all the players should be thinking. Where we have it. So, all right, with some 18 minutes to go, we have. I'll repeat the side. We have Angel Winds telling us that the next UK Prime Minister is here. This is not a political station. Angel Winds, well, a little bit. So India, Mayank Agarwal is number 1. Number 2, Shubman Gill. 3, Cheteshwar Pujara. 4, Ajinkya Rahane. 5, Shreyas Iyer. 6, Ridham Saha. 7, Ravindra Jadeja. 8, Ravi Chandran Ashwin. 9, Akshar Patel. 10, Ishant Sharma. And Umesh Yadav 11. So still going with some old faces, you would argue. Ishant Sharma, he's right up there with an old face. So New Zealand. Sorry, no. Mayank Chopin is not going to be a strong. Oh, why not? What do you mean? What, Maharajan? Why do you say that? What are you now, an opening batting special or something, eh? I don't think you are. 50 more subscribers. Angel Wings, Manu John, you guys, and Sunny Singh, you 3 now, go and ring up 10, 15 people each who you would not have subscribed. Your auntie, your cousin, your next door neighbour, get them on the YouTube channels and hit subscribe. For God's sake, help me out for once. Yeah, the hand slap. I'm going to give you a whack across the ear at Angel Wings now. If you go and get your political friends who are maybe not so much in the cricket, and get them to open up the YouTube in front of you on the phone and say, right, there's Norman Costa, eyes on cricket with Norman Costa. Hit subscribe. They won't be paying a cent for it. All right? I'm a 19,950, and it's up to you guys to get me to 20,000 by the end of this program. All right? Angel Wins on the phone. Quick. Rachin Ravindra. He had the background of his dad wanting to be both Sachin and Ravi, something like that. I'm not sure. A bit of a mix there. I should have called him Sachin Ravindra. But that's not the case. All right, so de Kock is the best keeper. It's not spelt that way. Gabba test 2 drop emotional for Lyon. Yeah, good toss to win. It certainly is, especially in the conditions. Yeah, I think it's a very big toss. India can bat long here and get a really decent total and put enormous pressure on New Zealand. That's going to be the key to this. It is. Tosses are significant. They won the T20 World Cup, as we know, big time. Yeah, looking at the New Zealand side, Tom Latham, Will Young's a bit of a young gun. How excited are you, Norman? I'm excited to see that South Street. 2 months, South Street. Go and get me 10 subscribers right now. Tell your friends. Shubman's flashy player, not big innings player, never have comments on that. Well, Sonny, give them some credit there, would you? So Latham and Will Young opening up there with Williamson and Taylor. It's a pretty solid 3 and 4. Henry Nichols has been doing very well. And Blundell's a very good keeper batsman. Rachin Ravindra, brand new to the scene. Kyle Jamieson's been a good bowler. Will Somerville has got good reports. Sadly, we know who he is. Ajaz Patel has bowled well elsewhere in Asia. So, yeah, not a bad New Zealand side. They would like to have had Devon Conway in there, perhaps. But otherwise, it's pretty solid. India's Test festive has started, yes. Well, it's happening around the world. As we said before, India versus New Zealand. Sri Lanka are playing the West Indies in Sri Lanka, Gaul predominantly. Then off we go to Bangladesh, and then Pakistan are there playing Bangladesh. Over to South Africa, well, Netherlands are playing South Africa. And down here in Australia, starting well after all these tests, will be Australia versus England in the Ashes. 5 test matches. Big deal. Nathan Lyon's interview, which I'm expecting you all who watched. All right? So we've got 14 before the game starts. 860 videos up. I'm expecting 20,000. Megan has those 99.5 at home. Well, that's pretty damn good. Test match cricket has gone down. Only competitive sides are India, Australia, New Zealand, and England. The rest of 4 are below par. Oh, I don't know. It comes and goes, guys. I don't know whether Australia are very much lucky at the moment, if I'm being honest with you. So 4 tosses in a row, got a feel for Kohli. He's just unlucky. Can't blame him. It's true. This is a 4th toss in a row. 3 T20 winning tosses to Rohit Sharma and a 1 to Jinkar Rahane. Yeah. Good morning, Norman. Hello, Shreya Gayatri. Huge fan with amazing conversation like IPL and WT. 20 amazing right predicts that this match will be my century and Ashwin 3rd wicket taker ever in Test cricket. I would agree. Looks like Pac was so happy with their semi-final arrival in T20 World Cup. They were. They probably should have went further. Massive milestone to India to Ash as well if he goes past Harbhajan Singh, and they only have Kumble, I think, in front of him. Is that right? Let's have a look at that. The Indian. Let's go to stats. All records there on Quick Info. Bowling records. Most wickets in a career. The top 10. Okay. Murali is number 1, followed by Warren number 2. 3 is James Anderson. 4 is Kumble. So Kumble comes in at 4th. 5th is McGrath. 6th is Broad. 7th is Walsh. 8th is Steyn. Kapil Dev is 9. So effectively Kumble and Kapil Dev. And then 10 is Rangana Herat. Shouldn't discount him. Then Hadley 11, Pollock 12, Harbhajan Singh 13th, Aussie Makram 14th, Ashwin 15th, with Ambrose 16th and Lyon 17th. So effectively, Ashwin gets another 5 wickets. He will go ahead of Singh, and he'll only have Kapil Dev and Kumble in front of him. And Kumble's a record that's going to take some beating, 619. So Ravi Chandra Ashwin needs 207 more to beat that. That's quite a few wickets. And we should not Nathan Lyon. He's on 399. He's 17th in the world. 17th. Well, he's one behind. No, he's a handful behind Ambrose. Nathan Lyon is the 17th ranked bowler in the world. That's pretty good. At the moment, Ravi Ashwin is 15th. No, well, if you look at those bowlers, what worse than these have started including pure Test batsmen in the team. Yeah, that's good. This is the important test for Rahul Dravid as the coach. True, to get the team together. You're right. Ashwin top 15. Wow, he's actually number 15. Number 15. So we'll go through again. 1 is Murali. 2 is Warren. 3 is Anderson. 4 is Kumble, so he's done very well. 5 is McGrath. 6 Broad. 7 Walsh, Courtney Walsh. 8 Steyn. 9 Kapil Dev. 10 Rangana Herat. Great work from Sri Lanka to get him up there. And he played 93 tests too. So it's Steyn. Then Hadley, 11. Pollock, 12. Harbhajan Singh, 13. Akram, 14, with Ashwin, 15. And then obviously then you've got Ambrose on 16 and Lyon on 17. And Sandy got 18th, both in 19th. Malcolm Marshall, 20. That's your top 20. But I'm a big fan of Mohammad Rizwan, one of the top order batsmen he's built with Babar Awazam and Rizwan. I would agree. Revenge for World Test Championship. Let's hope it is. Let's hope it is. We've got 10 minutes before that starts. All right, guys. I've said it and I'll say it again. Get me subscribers. I'm not forcing you to, but Sunny Singh, Suman Shastri, Shreya Gayatri, and the likes of Manu John, something I mentioned before. Angel Wings. You guys have been around for a while with me. Just go and ring up 10 friends who may even not be big on YouTube as in cricket, but they just tell them to go to Eyes on Cricket with Norman, hit subscribe, and never do it again. That's I've actually lost one. There you go. I've dropped one off. One's dropped off. I've upset somebody. I hope not. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes to go, guys. Let's have a look here. Live scores. Live scores home. Interviews New Zealand. Vittori's talking there with, I think, Jeff. Okay, so summary. So yeah, 4 tosses in a row, which is a pretty big deal. We've got now 8 minutes before the game starts. We'll get you some types. Go on, yes, Angel. Well, I appreciate that. We're not far from the start here. Let's have a look here. We're getting up there now. It's a big deal, this match. I think it's a big deal. When was the last time India played well in a knockout match? Remember, Rahul Balash also played choked in this. Good morning, Cafe 18. Eyes on subscribe button for notification. I'm looking. Cafe 18, have you subscribed? I don't think I've seen it before. Let's have a look here. I'm looking at yeah, we've got I'm going to try and get that. I was just trying to get the actual game. Let's have a look here. Down 10% on my phone here, which is not good. So India batting first. That's exciting always here. The first test day one's on. We're going through the teams now. I can see. I meant to get some tickets for some big bash, then I didn't get it. Oh, damn it. I forgot. We can be members. Oh, you're Ricky Fernandez. Okay, I remember you. God, I meant to be SCG. I'm supposed to be getting tickets, damn it. I didn't do it. It's at 2 o'clock. So what you have to do is actually go on here. Pat Cummins is a new captain. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's not for you deserve more subs. You work really hard. Thanks, Cafe 8. I appreciate it. Venue. Sydney Cricket Ground. Teams. SCG. Is it SCG members? What is this? Members? How do I? Oh, God, I've got to do this damn thing. Make it done. Hang on. Okay, okay. Okay, I have access to. I'll do it again. All right, so let's have a look here. Venues, all. Sydney Cricket Ground. Teams, all. Select date. Here we go, SCG members. 60516. More tickets. SCG member. Oh, I hate this one. We got to go. Okay, now, okay, SCG6. Someone will just tell me what SCG. What? Just tell me the damn stupid process. Getting tickets, that drives me nuts, guys. Okay, let's just try one more time. Venues, SCG. Teams all find. Select date. SCG 60516. Now unlock. Just available. For next. No. Log in. Incredible process to get a ticket here, guys. Sorry for taking me time, but if I don't do it, submit payment. Okay. Oh boy. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Okay, so now I've got to go back in there and do it again. Incredible process this is, guys. We've got someone back on. Baram. All right. Baram, you got a new flashy thing there. I'm having to redeem tickets to I'm a member of the damn SCG. I still have to redeem tickets. It's quite crazy. So did you see the side?
Yeah, I saw the side. So 3 spinners playing for India with Umesh Yadav and Ishant Sharma. So Ishant Sharma is a good pick. He's a fast bowler who knows how to bowl in the Indian conditions. That's what I can say about Ishant Sharma.
Yeah, but is his days numbered?
I think so. Yeah, I would agree on that.
I mean, I thought that was the end of his Test series in the World Test Championship, to be honest.
No, but for India conditions, I would say he is a suitable hand for Indian conditions where fast bowlers normally don't do well. So that's one of his, his strengths for Ishant Sharma. He gets that ball to nip back in even in where other bowlers can't even swing the ball. So that's his one, you can say, secret weapon, which works in Indian conditions.
But so we're not rating what's his name anymore?
Mohammad Shami.
Siraj?
No idea what's going on with Siraj. Maybe they wanted to go with experience, and you also have Umesh Yadav. So only one thing which I find a little odd is India is really not developing the wrist spinners. Like I don't see. There's Yuzi Chal and there's Kuldeep Yadav, but they are really slowly getting out of all formats. And I don't see any other wrist spinner that is being developed. What's your opinion on that, Norman?
Are you talking? Hang on, you're talking about go back and say that again. Are you saying that having Jadeja and Ashwin, you're saying that we haven't? There's not another.
And also Axar. See, in a way, if you look at Aksar and Jadeja, they are exactly the same type of bowlers. Maybe slight variations
Do you
here and
think
there,
so?
but they are. I would
Do you
say,
think so?
yeah. I would say Aksar has a more variations compared to Jadeja, but in principle they are the same left arm orthodox. So let's say if you're going for a three spin option, wouldn't you want to have variety like one off spinner, one left arm orthodox, and one wrist spinner? Logically, that would be your how can you say the triplet that you would like to go for, but that's not happening over here.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think I'm more concerned about the series really meaning anything. If I'm being honest with you, I just find this all a bit, you know, I don't know whether you get my point. I just don't know whether it's they're taking the series. Should they have delayed this series when more players were available? You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but where
Don't
there
you
are
think?
barely days, I don't know, there are no days available now. It's like somehow they're managing from their teeth. That's how it looks like. It's like cricket or the way, like today itself, you can see there are so many matches going on. Teams are playing here and there, and we
Oh,
can
God.
expect this. Now we have World Cups like every year. There's a World Cup or some major ICC event.
It is a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Before you remember, like in the 90s or 2000s, it was like we used to wait once in 4 years and for a World Cup. You know that it had somewhat like a Olympic kind of a flavor to it. You know, those who are like cricket fanatics, for them the ODI World Cup was like a Olympics kind of a flavor. But right now it's not. Especially T20 World Cup. I don't know how much weightage would a T20, given that it's coming so soon, a T20 win would hold. And T20 is more and more becoming, given that the all teams are converging toward a template which they know. Obviously, the template will be something very all teams would want to follow. Like score and that, and then it would be really down to the conditions and the factor of luck. Basically, that's where I see T20 cricket going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a little bit. How can I put it? I'm a little bit. I'm punch drunk like everybody else is, meaning that we've probably had enough in terms of play for a while. But as opposed to playing games with half the team, why not have a break? Why not make people hungry again? Why not make them, want to come
I
back and.
I have a different view, Norman. Than in this way, you are even trying out new players and giving them chance also, right? You look at it that way. Otherwise, if you then we would have got basically the same team again. We would have played with Virat Kohli, the same Rohit and KL. Who knows? We might find a gem over here. So that is also one of the positives. I can put it that way. That given the sheer amount of people in India that follow and take cricket as a career, for them this is a good thing. So Mayank
Yeah.
Agarwal has already started.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to
I would
get.
say
I
hi
think.
to Trollface, Hitman, Manu John, Harsh Gupta, Angel Wings. Hi everybody.
Let's have a look at this game. Hang on.
The regulars, how we call them.
So I've got the first two. I'm just having. All right, let's get some cricket up, shall we?
Let's
I
take
think
some
this is
comments
exciting.
also, Norman. Let's take
What?
some comments. Let's take some
Okay.
comments also.
Yeah, well, I've been taking. I thought this was in 2017 Championship Trophy. It was Pandya who took India close to Pakistan target. Well, he's not there now, and he shouldn't be there because he's just not good enough. I don't know. I think they will do well. I think they'll do well, to be honest. This Hitman, and also if India won the toss
I
against.
remember the '96 World Cup where it was Vinod Kamli when lost against Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Sri Lanka played that very cleverly, that whole series, didn't they? They played a very close series that year. So Southie's coming up the bowling. he's taken a couple of steps. He's already making divots in the ground pretty quickly.
What was the pitch review, Norman? What was the review on the pitch?
They said that it will be a variable bounce. They said it won't take much spin, but then other people say that it will. Indian pitches always take spin, so we don't even have to talk about that, really.
Yeah, at least from the third day for sure, minimum.
How many test matches has Mayank Agarwal played?
Mayank Agarwal. 14. 14 test matches, 1,000, highest 243.
243?
Yeah.
He wasn't opening though, was he?
I don't know.
Yeah, Wagner. Neil Wagner's not playing. I'm a bit shocked at that too, actually.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he's not playing.
That's surprising.
I'm very surprised at that. I thought that was a.
Shocking.
So I need 51 for 20,000. I was telling people, and while I gained a couple, but I lost one. Huh. So Kyle Jamison's over there.
You need 51 for 20,000 what runs?
No. Subscribers.
Oh, okay. I thought your SCG, you're talking about that. It
no,
means you need to just score another.
I've got 20,000 now. I'll be playing for Australia. I think if I'm that good. Looks very hazy, doesn't it? The ground.
Yeah, it's winter time, so it's winter time plus the crop burning time. So usually in that region they burn rice straw, so that causes a lot of haziness in the air.
Right. Angel says, I thought it was sunny in California, but it is Philadelphia. What are you talking about? Where is Kanpur?
Kanpur is in Uttar Pradesh, I would say.
And is that northeast?
No, it's I would say close to Agra, just to give you some kind of.
Oh, really? So it's close to Mumbai.
Close to?
No, close to Delhi.
Yeah, close to Delhi. Agra is more closer.
So close to Agra, okay.
Yeah.
And is it do many test matches get played here?
I would say reasonable amount of. Not it's not one of the main places, but mediumly. There are many stadiums in India. Norman, remember we spoke about this last time also, that like when you say about Ashes or in England, the 5 grounds are like fixed. In India, it never happens that way. It keeps on changing.
Oh, but I mean, India have, Wankhede or Brabourne certainly in Mumbai, Kolkata they have Eden Gardens, they have, the stadium in Bangalore. What's that called? Chinnaswamy Stadium. They've got Delhi. They've got the stadium in Delhi. They're pretty much the main stadiums for tests.
Yes.
Sazun Islam, North India, I guess, is what he's saying for Kanpur. No one's for India's favorite uncle.
I would say where North India starts, where North of India starts, basically.
Well, that's you're saying Agra, which is almost middle, I would call. And then you just to adopt a 5 ground system for a test series. Large, I'd also agree with that.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I somewhat lost you on the speakers.
So, Jamison looks pretty tidy. They're missing Bolt, that's for sure. And Wagner, both Wagner and 2 of the left-arm bowlers, so that's a bit unusual.
Correct.
Green Park, Kanpur. wonder if they could have used Jamison in the World Cup. They didn't use him at all.
Norman, I'll leave and join back again. I actually lost the voice.
Okay. All right. Oh, Sonny, even better. Look at my. Okay, so I just need to. Got tickets coming there. That's done. I need to go in there and check. Looking at some ticketing. Oh, your guest here again. This is. You're back, Graham?
Yeah.
Just bear with me a minute. I'm just going to get something sorted here.
Okay. What are you selling your tickets?
No, I'm getting them. 61816. Okay. Just have to.
So
I have to get some. Hang on, 61816.
Sunny is saying North India known by that red sign on road. I don't get this. What do you mean by?
I'm just doing something here. So, okay, so venues.
Yeah, Lucknow is the capital of UP, correct?
Who are you talking to?
No, I'm just reading the comments.
You answer a few things while I do this.
Okay. So good to see Trollface back. He has changed his display pic to a
Large journalist, is that him now?
Angry Trollface.
They keep asking for, when you buy tickets, they keep asking for donations. I hate that. If I want to give donations, I'll give it to them. Don't make me do it.
They keep asking for what?
Donations.
Donations, okay.
When you buy something.
Okay.
Then they go bookings.com and something else and something else and something else. Drives me nuts. All right, that's done. I've got one more to go and then I'm done. So keeps updating with the score.
Well, the score right now is still the same, 3-4-0, 2.5 overs bowled. All the runs were scored of the first over of the match. Okay, now it's Grumpy Face by ex-Troll Face.
Who?
Zeesan, good to see Zeesan Islam back also. To be fair, large Janus, to be fair, you can, yeah, dew is basically character when you have the change in temperatures. So that happens usually in the morning and the evening time during twilight. So dew is possible both the times.
Getting all these messages saying I've got tickets. This is to things like the Big Bash. I'm not really.
So there was just Gill was given out, but he went for a review and he had an inside edge on it, so he survived.
Who was that? Gill?
Yeah. Shubham Gill.
I want to see both the openers get runs. I want to see them get. They deserve. They are both not given any sort of go in the other Test series. I like to see them get.
I don't know. One also surprising from Kane Williamson in the press conference says that India is the favorites. I don't know. It's I find that it's as if a test playing. I find its comments. I find it's more like mind games he's playing rather than honestly saying something. What's your view, Norman, on that?
Who?
Kane Williamson.
What's he doing wrong?
No, he says that India are the favorites to win this match or series. As a captain, do you think that's something appropriate to say?
Oh, it's just foxing, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying India are favourites. Well, that's a fair comment, for God's sake. India haven't lost a test match against New Zealand in India since 88-89, before that 69-70. I mean, it's like a kind of reasonable suggestion to make, really. I mean, that's not, a shock to anyone's system, I wouldn't have thought.
Okay.
Here we go. My phone's just gone dead, so I've got to wait for it to recharge. Everything's going wrong here. At least it's 3 p.m., not 3 a.m. That's something good.
How is Aparna, by the way? Block time, what she's up to?
I saw her the other day. She's fine. She had some exams or something. She's back, though. She was meant to be here today, but she'll get involved. She'll probably want to go to the Ashes matches and what have you.
Okay. She says y'all stay like close by?
Huh?
Y'all stay close by? I'm saying. Like,
yeah, pretty close by.
Okay.
So there's 41 semi-finals. How many are they in? Okay. So, okay, you be the score update. Listen, while I get my thing going here.
5 for Dylan.
So guys that are online now, please view, like, and share the post and subscribe and hit the subscription button. Get me up to 20,000. Tell people, can't you get 50 of your Filipino friends who don't even care about cricket, who are YouTube?
I'll see. You first need to explain them and what there is such a sport called as cricket also.
The Philippines is one country that hasn't exactly warmed to cricket, I don't think. Is there any cricket being played? Have you checked in?
Mostly it's Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans who play. Not the locals are not even caught out.
But have you seen any evidence of it?
No.
Have you seen anything on the streets?
No. Maybe some in parks, but again, those are Indians who play it.
Yeah, that's okay. There might be Indians, but it's in your country, in Bangladesh, where you are. Okay, here we go.
So Tollface still remembers my.
Is Tom Latham keeping or is Blundell keeping? I'm not sure. If they were singing cricket, Philippines would throng to the ground. That's true. There's some singing. So these two batsmen seem to be. Hang on a second. I was going to go to the little boy's room. Little toilet boy. He's calling me.
So Norman is taking the nature's break. Like we have He-Man, Superman, Spider-Man, we have Norman. So Manu John, New Zealand still finding a way to make a way into troubling India. Okay. That was a mouthful of words.
I'm back.
Difference. That was quick. Like what?
What's that?
That was seriously quick.
Yes.
You must have some tool down there.
Bucket. So Latham, Young, Williamson, Taylor, Nichols, Blundell. So de Grandhomme, where's de Grandhomme?
De Grandhomme is not playing, right? De Grandhomme and Bolt, they are not playing.
But why is de Grandhomme?
Why? I don't know. Why even Bolt?
Is he still playing?
They are rested. That's what I understood. And Wagner was a shock to me that why is he not playing?
De Grandhomme's
No,
rested.
Grandhomme and Bolt would be rested was known in advance.
They're asking whether it's part of the World Test Championship side, but yes, it is Tharun V. It certainly is. Of course it is.
Yes. But doesn't look like it. Don't you think? Given that's what I find it very surprising that if India had to rest the players, they should have rested them for the T20, right? Why?
Exactly.
Yeah, why rest
Exactly.
them for which is part of the world, which I find it really means like what importance are they giving it to it?
Well, Rohit Sharma, who was, made captain of T20, okay, I get that. He wants to continue captaining because he's captain. I get that. But Rohit Sharma should have played this format because he hasn't played that many tests. And even Kohli is normally a test mad person.
And even Bumrah, I find it weird to exclude him also.
Oh, well, Bumrah's can be injury prone, I guess.
Okay.
But what are they waiting for? There's only a South African sort of follow. I guess it's just they wanted a physical break.
But really, this idea of New Zealand dropping Wagner makes I really don't know what was going through the brains.
Well, I don't think he was dropped.
Yeah, but
Harsh Goodness is whoever you play, whether it's Anderson, Broad, Stark, doesn't matter in any condition. They need England's Harbhajan Singh to beat India. England's Harbhajan Singh, England's version. Okay. Really like how New Zealand adapting to the conditions with 3 spinners, which England didn't do. That's true. But I mean, Somerville's not a bad bowler. Ravin Virendra, I don't know anything about him. I only seen him play.
Can you
last
pop up
match.
the comments, Norman? Because I'm actually on my phone, so I cannot. I have to like switch, and it's difficult.
What?
Means when you're reading a comment, can you pop it on the screen? Highlight it.
No, I was reading something. I was reading something else actually.
Oh, I thought you were reading the comments. So if you could underscore the
Virat
comments,
should have come back by now. They're talking about Virat should have come back by now. I didn't read the last one. My apologies. So I'm looking at the score here. Mayank Agarwal is on 5. Gill's on 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these two, they get through the first hour. They could play big. They could play very big, couldn't they?
Yeah, both at least a 150 run stand looks like, and you then find the game to be over.
They really have to. They really have to.
And
without Rohit
definitely,
Sharma,
there's no chance of rain. So
no, that's for sure.
yeah. Surprising, it's raining in Sri Lanka. It's now rainy season over there, like, or it's just offshoot rains.
Do you know that Burma Majumdar has left Sports Today and India Today, and Debash Singh is also not working for Extra Time. They've gone off and set up a new channel, new network, let's call it, not just channel, and that'll start December 1st next week. Be interesting to see what happens, actually.
So why don't you join along with them? Maybe take me also.
No, I mean, we'll see how they go, but I mean, I'm doing my own thing at the moment, so. Oops, there's an edge, and it's gone through on the ground, and it's gone for 4.
Mm-hmm. Agarwal, right?
Yeah. He's got an edge, but it kept it. As they said, there'll be variable bounce. Harsh Gupta says, which IRA is good enough for the long run? Both of them are. Ishant wants to pad his records. Yeah, I mean, Ishant Sharma, he better bowl well.
He's already played 100 plus tests. And looking at his age, he has another.
I think he's had his go. I think he's had his run, really.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the Indian team. Like, why certain players are continuing in spite of bad performances. There should be clear cut guidelines or rules should be played like these. Okay, see, one thing is I agree on supporting players or supporting, but there should be a limit to it also. Like you cannot keep on doing it.
Yeah. So they're showing first-class careers here. Latham's played 129 matches. Williamson 154. I'm not sure is that test matches? No. Ross Taylor's played 189 test matches. No, he hasn't. That must be first-class career because Rachin Ravindra played 29. He's not played for his country though. I don't know what first class career bowling. Why would
This
you?
is India's what number of test? I think it's some.
No, it's not test
Some
matches.
landmark.
It's first class, which could
No,
be
I'm saying this
first class.
test match for India. For India as a team, this is some significant number today. What I understand.
Tom
Maybe
Blundell's
somebody.
a keeper, but he's also taken a wicket. That's crazy. So Ajaz Patel, he has a beard, and so does Ravin. Both of them do, don't they? Watch him.
Also, one thing I don't understand, like New Zealand, somewhat they are not so. Okay, excuse me. Not so conversant or comfortable with Ish Sodhi in as a spinner in Tests.
Yeah, that's a bit strange.
Yeah, some of these, I don't know. New Zealand is acting like, I don't know. Did they take advice from Virat Kohli or something in their team selection?
Well, it's funny, isn't it, seeing that Kohli hasn't been there. There's been 4 wins on the trot, 3 tosses to Rohit Sharma and 1 to Rahane. It's quite funny. So they're none for 15. Not exactly explosive, but they're getting there.
Yeah, but almost 6 overs bowled. So let's see, maybe another 10 if no wickets are lost.
Kyle Jamieson is a serious bowler, isn't
he? Yes.
Oop, he's getting
Especially
a bit of
if he has some kind of help from the wicket. But here it doesn't look that way. So let's see.
He gets a bit of movement. Doesn't he? He's getting a bit of movement. Also, 77 from 18. Okay. Let's see. I want to see Shubman Gill get a big century. Has Shubman Gill scored a Test century yet? I don't think he has.
90. No.
Well, where Agarwal has certainly scored big centuries.
Yeah, 243 is his highest.
It's amazing how much swing Jamison's getting. Very dour, these two, aren't they? They're not much stroke play.
Are you going to watch any of the Ashes games, Norman?
Of course. I'm not going to the Gabba because it's still got lockdown rubbish going on there, so I'm not going there. But
okay.
I want to go to Adelaide. I want to go to. I'll be at the SCG because I live in Sydney and MCG. The last match depends. If it's in Perth, I won't go because we're not allowed in. But Hobart, I will go.
Okay, that's good. So they're starting off with Brisbane, right?
The Gabba on December 8th. That's right.
So that's traditionally how Ashes is started at the Gabba.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and then they go to Adelaide, and then they go to Melbourne, Sydney. Now, it used to be Perth in between there somewhere, like the second or third test, but that's been pushed to the last test, which makes the SCG no longer the final test, which is a bit sad because it traditionally always was the last test. Yeah. Did you see about Candice Warner? She made a comment about Tim Payne shouldn't be playing at all. Because he said, there's a good point she made. What's the difference between being the captain or a player and doing sexting? Neither should do it.
Yeah, but Norman, don't you feel like, see, my view about it is, don't you think that it's crossing the line too much? See, what Warner and Smith is was bring disrepute to the game, the thing itself. This is his personal life, or something, and his family and everybody is okay. Who are we to say? Okay, if you like, you look at kids, look at cricketers as role models, or that I agree. But if you're looking at that and pro cricketer perspective, I find that very. If you ask me, I find it incorrect. I don't think that's any personal reason to, like, tomorrow. If you say a guy cricketer parking and he does a wrong parking and gets a ticket, what he will say? Don't play cricket anymore.
No, it's just, I guess, yeah. Look, there'll be plenty of examples of people text each other. It's only if it's to someone who doesn't want it that's the problem. Oops. Oh. So who's this bowling now? This is
But it's something related to his personal life. Like, why should that be affected? Means, is it some way affecting the game, or has he brought disrepute to the game? I would agree, but this is nothing like that. This is like saying, there was I don't know if you remember, there were cases of very previously about Nobel Prize being awarded, and there was due to personal, and it was then, it's like something like that. Like, it's no way connected.
no, I guess it isn't. I think I'm not denying what you're saying is right, but if you're captain of the country, it's a bit silly to be doing it. Full stop. It's not a matter of it being right or wrong. It's just silly to do that. And why?
But that was before he was captain, right? This happened in 2017, right?
No, that's right. No, you're right. He did that before he was captain. You're right. So I don't know. I think
even that is another
the
thing.
timing's ridiculous. There's something suspicious going on. I reckon the timing, of it happening just before the Ashes. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a bit of a conspiracy going on.
Forms conspiracy.
That could well be an Australian
camp. Conspiracy. And after that came that so many other cricketers were also texting that woman. So the case gets murkier.
It was actually Tim Payne's brother-in-law.
Yeah, so case gets murkier. Maybe that lady likes the pains. So
I think this might be a bit of an easy type, I'm afraid. How does that ball kept low? You see that ball there from Ajaz Patel? But how
already got a spinner.
How does a girl who's texting Tim Payne suddenly get involved with Tim Payne's brother-in-law? How did that happen? Because he was a cricketer too, by the way. Oh, who knows?
No, but this female was also a female cricketer.
Was she?
No, I'm asking you. I'm not saying.
I think she was just a staff member of Cricket Tasmania. I don't know whether she's a cricketer.
Okay.
I was just, the timing was a bit ridiculous. It happened 4 years ago.
Payne is a Tasmanian, so he stays over there in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Tasmania is notorious for having incest as well, by the way. So it's got some weird thoughts going on there.
No, but I would still find it. If you ask me, I find it at crossing the line. This is someone's personal thing, and his family is okay, his wife is okay. They have said they are better off connecting that, and he anyway Payne stepped down from the captaincy, right? So now going to a point that he should not.
Yeah, but hang on. Should he step down from playing altogether? And this is what Candace Warner said, which she has a point. Oh, so it's okay to be doing sexting when you're playing, but not if you're captain. So the whole team can do it, but not the captain. Is that what they're saying?
That was, if you ask me, a wrong move from him of stepping down. If you ask me, he should have been. It said that this happened before, and we are already got through it. It makes no. I think what he stepped down maybe was
exactly
something is more murky.
He should have just played as a captain.
Yeah.
But this whole
maybe he stepped down because knowing that would have come out at the time of Ashes, and him being the captain would have impacted the team, lowering the morale. So
Yeah, but
one way
he's
it is
still
good that
playing
it
now.
came out earlier and issue is
Look,
closed, basically.
whether he's captain or whether he's not captain is not well. Okay, if he's captain, they would have ribbed him, but he's still playing. They're still going to rib him. Okay, and on top of that, they're destabilising the side having to put a new captain in so late in the piece. So actually, he should have either been captain and played, or not been captain and not played. Really.
Okay, let me ask this question this way. Let's say Tim Payne was a single guy, and what would have been the reaction? Would this have been completely?
It wouldn't have been a problem.
Okay.
Unless of course that was deemed to be harassment. If the girl was not wanting him to contact her, and he continued to do so, that's harassment, married or not married. And there's an example of that going on with Cricket Australia as well, and their staff a couple of years ago too. I think I told you about that. One of their, but I can't talk about that. There's a wicket falling. Mayan Agarwal looks like he's out. He's walking.
Yeah. Catch, Blundell, ball, Jameson.
Was it LBW or what was it?
I think a nick behind.
They're not even going upstairs. After he had a beautiful drive. Well, I mean, he didn't review it. He's the only person. Yeah, it's a massive snick.
In the Ajaz Patel over, there was a LBW which New Zealand missed and did not appeal.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Agarwal. He got 13. We mustn't forget, they're still playing for India in a test match. Whether Rohit's available or not, it's still a test match for India. It's not to be taken lightly.
And that too against New Zealand, like they are the top team. So definitely not.
Yeah, Pujara, here we go. Pujara's coming up. And Rahul Dravid, the first test match he's coach. Rahul Dravid writes a lot of
Azharuddin, I remember Azharuddin was a great player on these pitches. In Kanpur especially. Mohammad Azharuddin.
Yeah. Rahul Dravid there writes a lot of notes with his pen. Very old-fashioned. Doesn't surprise me.
But coming back to the Tim Payne incident, I was just just comparing with similarities with India. Like a similar problem happened with Mohammad Shami in his personal life. Then there was another problem with, if you talk Pakistan, with Shoaib Malik, like when he was. But you see how those teams, like they did not even get into they said this is something personal and nothing to do with us. Okay, maybe they were not the captains, but they were definitely top players playing in the team.
So if Virat Kohli was found with another woman, despite being married to who he's married to now, what would happen? Would he be slammed for that?
Yeah, there would be a lot of media attention and all that, but I don't think bigger BCCI stance, at least I've seen on all these issues, has been that we have a similar incident, Norman. Why are you even going in a theoretical case? There was when Mohammad Azharuddin was the captain. He was married and he had an affair with another lady, and that nothing happened to his captaincy, or it was nowhere affected at all. Right. There was an incident in India, but it was because it was clearly said that this is to do with the personal life, nothing to do with cricket.
And I kind of agree. I kind of it depends what it is. If it's a staff member in an office with a girl in an office and he sexually harasses her and she doesn't want that, that's sackable. That's different.
Yes.
And in the case where there's consensual woman wanting to be with Coley or whomever, and they have an affair, that should be okay. Not morally okay, but it should be okay.
It can be anything, woman, man, anything. So let's be gender neutral. So
well, I mean, women's cricket, my God, let's not start with that. But okay, so are they two different things? If a staff member, say the media manager of a team, right, has an affair with one of the, no, not an affair, he sends or makes a move, not even a text message, but actually touches or tries to accost or rape a woman in the office, that's sackable, correct?
Yeah, correct. I agree on that.
Okay, so, but if Virat Kohli texts messages some girl who wants to be with him back and forth with a dick pic or whatever, is that acceptable?
In my view, yeah, acceptable. His personal life is, and as long as he's not harassing or.
Yeah, the difference is if that girl, if he was at a nightclub and he forced that girl to have sex with him or something, or harassed her, and she didn't want it, that's a different story.
Yes. But if it's consensual, but that is the problem with this cricketers or being, high profile. Like later, you don't know. Later on, the girl might use that against you. So,
well, do you know what? There's been a law passed.
Extremely careful.
Do you know what? There's been a law passed in Australia in the last week or two. Do you know what the law is? That if a male and a female are about to have sex, the female has to say yes before she has sex.
Okay.
It sounds funny, but that's actually, there has to be an agreed yes, I'm allowing you to. Then they can have sex, right? Because if they don't do that...
The girl does not have to ask the guy. Only the guy has to ask the girl.
You can ask both ways, okay? But hypothetically, there has to be do you want, would you like to have sex? There has to be an answer yes. It can't be just grab her into the corner and start kissing her. Even though she might kiss back, she could be deemed to be not agreeing. That's not acceptable.
And then how do you keep so what you record?
It's getting ridiculous. Maybe
you record, you have a contract, you sign.
Maybe on the side of the bed they should have a contract. Here's the pen. Sign that you're going to have sex with me acceptably, and you sign it. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally a law now. The girl has to have agreed to have sex before she has sex, and if she hasn't said anything, she could be deemed to be not agreeing. Which I think is hilarious.
Interesting.
It's actually a law.
Yeah, but coming back to this, like my view still remains that it's something to do with his personal, and I find it weird that Cricket Australia or the Australian whole contingent are going against this game.
A girl and a guy could role play, Bram. They could role play, and the girl could pretend to be a maid and pretend not to want to, but as a part of the act. Then what? Then I'm confused.
It's okay, Norman. Let's be eyes on cricket, not
well,
no, I agree. I agree what your point. Yeah, so it's let lawyers.
Graham, it's actually relevant to this because Tim Payne's about to play for Australia, having gone through all this, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but see, the question is, everybody have to see that why this something happened in 2017. Why is the girl coming out now? And
okay, we've changed the talk, guys. Don't worry, texting. I didn't say anything bad. I'm just saying the fact. Is it because of the fact of laws now in the country have said this? All right. Pujara's not your score to run. Gill's on 9. Jamison's
Akshar Patel actually could have got a wicket, but they did not appeal.
Yeah.
Patel could have got Gill out. He was clean LBW.
So Mania Agarwal could not handle Jamison, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the punishment according to you, according to Australia's law? Well, yeah, we won't talk about that harsh cook till we start with. Yeah. Very hazy, isn't it? Right, the game's been 45 minutes into the match.
But
they're missing
another thing I would say in managing, I would say like if Cricket Australia decides like okay, they should clear it right now. Why keep it at the fag end and last moment say that no, he's not playing. You know.
Yeah, it's messy.
If all is clear, so that means all is clear and Tim Payne would play.
If it happened 4 years ago, they should bring it out 4 years ago. They shouldn't hide it.
Fuzzy09, she initiated and said no after the pick and he stopped. Okay. Must be small, I think.
Yeah, but so, don't forget, a lot of girls idolize players, and it's like I mean, imagine someone like Ronaldo or Messi. They're almost billionaires, and they're sex symbols and all of that stuff. Girls throw themselves at them all the time. They have to be extremely careful because they could meet thousands of girls, and all they need is one to go a bit too far, and
Okay. Fuzzy09 she only complained when she was sacked for theft. Is that true, Norman?
She was sacked for what?
Theft.
There's something not right there. It's almost look. You just don't know, Baram, whether she was set up to be said to be theft. You know what I mean? If she was a danger to everybody, and they want to get rid of her, they may have used that as an excuse. You just don't know whether she had bad intent from the start. Maybe she was always going to use it maybe she was going to use it at some stage later on when she felt it was necessary, right? She may have lured him into the yes scenario, lured him into the trap, and then you don't know. She may have been she goes, oh, I can make some money out of this. I mean, people do that. We know that. I mean, I once was driving along Kuti Bay Road very slowly. I came to a crossing, right, Baram, and I stopped. And a girl came out with a box, and I didn't see her. So I started my car, and I didn't knock her over. I just bumped her. And it was very, very slight. She was holding a box. She didn't even lose her footing. But then I got out of the car, and I was apologetic. And she may have had a bruise at most, but she didn't hurt herself because she didn't even fall over, right? But days later, she claimed she had a bad neck, a bad back, and she went for a big insurance claim on my insurance, right? What I'm saying is, at that moment, she said, oh, everything's fine, no worries, don't worry. But then she thought about it and then turned later. The same thing goes with a girl in these situations. They may be consensual. They may have enjoyed being, oh, Tim Payne, the big cricketer's giving me attention. Oh, wow. And then later they go, oh, he's a big star now. Maybe I can make something out of it. Unfortunately, these things happen, don't they? It doesn't mean it's right that what he did, though. It wasn't right what he did, but, it's like a trap.
Again, Norman, like what Tim Payne did or what the lady did is nothing. What I don't like is the way Cricket Australian team are considered, means getting the personal issue into the game. That's what I find that disconnect. And they should have seen this with, like, let's say how India handled previously many such cases. Like classic case being a Mohammad Azharuddin. There was even a Shoaib Malik case. So, which were far more deeper than this. Let me tell you, Norman.
Yeah.
Which no way impacted the cricket. So anyway, let's get back to the match.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1 for 24. Pujara hasn't scored a run. That's not unusual.
Yeah. He scored a run, Norman, just now.
Yeah, but I mean, up until and Gill's only scored 9.
Harsh Gupta, don't forget about Warren. What about Warren?
Well, Warren, Shane Warne was notorious. He played up in his white every single day. So yeah, but that was Shane Warne. Nobody made a big deal. It's right. It's actually right. Shane Warne never became Australian captain, by the way, but he always played in the Test team, and no one would not have him in there, despite his bad antics. They all wanted him to play, didn't they? So it is interesting.
So I think the reason why all this is happening is because Tim Payne is the captain. I think the only thing that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah. Well, Gill's gone to double figures now.
Has the Sri Lanka match started?
No, there's been weather problems there. I don't think there's.
Okay. I think it started. They are already 67 for 6.
Well, they were 6 down before.
I think only way West Indies can save today is maybe if it rains.
Yeah, they don't deserve to win. The Sri Lanka's played better. I mean, Jammu Karunaratne scored 147 and 83. Pretty good test.
Mm-hmm.
Manu's making some funny comments.
Who?
Saying that if you're going to send a picture, you've got to register with the Gazettal office. So Ajaz Patel's bowled, but the other guy, Ravindra, hasn't had a bowl yet. And Somerville. So Ajaz Patel, he must have played in county cricket, I think. I haven't heard much about him. Jameson's such a big guy. I'm imagining he'll get, injuries throughout his career. He's got a very thin body, but tall.
He's almost 7 feet, right? Or more than 7 feet.
What's that?
Jameson height?
Oh, he's 6'8" or something.
Okay.
Very scary. When people are that tall, even though they may not be, it's not necessarily their pace, it's just the sheer size of them. Imagine facing
It's a
Joel
different
Garner.
height from which batsmen are not used to it, like half a foot above if the ball is being released. It really makes a change.
Oh, it does.
On the eye line, and plus obviously we'll get some more out of the pitch, especially in terms of bounce, since he's throwing it from the higher or a higher elevation.
I wish Pujara would score faster.
I'll be happy if he makes like 20 in 50 balls instead of 20 in 100 balls.
He does pick up his pace as he goes along. I don't even know how they can see the bowl. It's so hazy.
So this is a problem. In fact, even flights get cancelled because of this in the Delhi airport, especially right now in December for this reason.
I went to Agra, Jaipur. I think it was. It could have been. I can't remember. I think it was March. I think I remember correctly.
Yesterday, I think if I'm not wrong, yesterday or 2 days back, I saw an article where some foreigners in India, they were clicking a pic behind, means with the Taj Mahal in the background, and you actually could not see the Taj Mahal because of the haze.
Oh yeah, the fog, as I would call it as well.
The fog.
I've been to Taj Mahal a few times, and I remember once going there. It took forever for the clouds to lift, but when it lifted, it was a beautiful sight.
It's actually breathtaking. It's like the embodiment of the word breathtaking. It really takes your breath.
It is the most amazing building I've ever seen. Really, man. I mean, Taj Mahal, then probably say Eiffel Tower and the pyramid in Egypt. They're some of the most amazing man-made constructions. Dubai tries to match it with their buildings. I mean, Burj Al Arab is very nice, but it wouldn't be that overwhelming.
I like Great Wall of China also. It's also something good to see.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually seen that. I'd like to do that one day. Angkor Wat was something special in Cambodia. Have you been to Angkor Wat?
No, not been to
That's pretty
Cambodia
special.
actually.
Cambodia's pretty nice.
What about natural attraction? Which is your favorite natural attraction?
What do you mean? As a natural? Okay. I mean, Asagiri Rock, which is a natural rock in India. Sorry, in Sri Lanka. Ayers Rock in Australia. The Niagara Falls or the Victoria Falls, Igasu Falls.
That's interesting. Manujon, Great Wall of China is the best.
Manu John, I think he's a Great Wall of China somehow.
Trollface is telling you should have visited Ajanta and Ellora.
I think I did go to Ellora.
Okay.
Yeah, Karun Nair, the poor bugger, got a 100. We haven't seen him since. Fancy getting a 100 in Test cricket and never playing again.
Yeah, that's a big. I think he played after that, but did not perform well.
Yeah, but it must have been one hell of a ruthless dropping.
So, hi, cricket legends. Good to see you back.
Ayers Rock does change colour. It goes, hi, cricket legends. So Ayers Rock does change colours. It actually goes all different colours, depending on what type. It goes orange, yellow, red, brown, black, blue. Incredible building. Not building, rock. And the most amazing thing about Ayers Rock, though, Baram, is it's in the middle of absolutely nowhere, where it's flat as a tack, and then all of a sudden there's this huge monument of a rock. Ayers Rock.
Where's that? Australia?
Yeah. If you look at the picture of it, there's nothing from
about Australia, but it's like anywhere you see absolutely nothing, absolutely nowhere.
No, it's quite a sight.
That's what they tell about Australia. A whole lot of nothing between nothing. So you have nothing over here, you have nothing over here, and nothing in between. That's Australia for you.
All right, we're gonna watch a bit more of this, and then I'm gonna cut off soon. Whether I come back, I don't think I'm going to do night sessions. I'll just do pre-sessions, huh?
Maybe on the last final days, maybe you can do a post-match.
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Hello. Is this Norman?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Norman. My name's Deanne Christopher. I'm calling from a day bar on the Gold Coast.
Yes. Actually, it's a really bad time. Okay. Hang on a second. You keep talking, Bram. I'll see. Okay.
I think Tim Payne, the woman, I think is calling Norman to complain the way we were talking. So be careful, guys. All of you in chat or instigating us to talk. So it's not our fault. The call came from the Tasmania team, Manujan. Angel Wings, I'd pay to watch that no name. The very good no name should come online. So Norman having some serious discussions, maybe to discuss the issue whether Tim Payne will play in the first test match or not. And maybe to decide who will be the captain. Yeah, even the captain of Australia is a big question mark right now. Nothing official, like who will be the captain. Everybody is saying Pat Cummins, but nothing has come out. So the 13 overs are up almost. I think we're done with the first hour, almost looks like. With 1 wicket down for India at 34. So I would say a reasonable start. Not bad, not very good. A good start for India. Angel Wings. Behram talking about Normie doing backflip. I'd pay to watch. If Norman can just bend and touch the ground, would be a big deal. We are talking about backflips. Harsh Gupta, have you watched the Squid Game? Yes, I have. Cummins deserves to be captain. Yes, I also agree with Tarun. He does. So waiting for Norman. He's having a long discussions, as you guys can see. Zishan Islam is good with updating the. So who was that? The woman who had from
someone wants
Tasmania.
a job as a day spa in Queensland. I know the girl. She's had no experience of being a day spa person. She's a hard-working girl. So, therapies and different things they do at a height.
What do you run so you're running a recruitment agency for spa girls?
No. All right, what's happening here? It was more of a character reference than the job itself.
Okay, so you were on the
saying give the captaincy back to Steve. Well, no, they're not going to. They're giving him the vice captaincy. I think not really for long-term positioning. He's not going to be there.
Captain Norman, was the official announcement or nothing till now?
No, it hasn't been announced yet. They went through.
When will they announce that? I don't know what this waiting till last moment is a new kind of a thing happening.
So, but they went through an interview process in the last couple of days, right? And that's what it was about, which I think is crazy. Why do they need to do that?
Is it like what Pat Cummins said no or something?
Look, Steve Smith shouldn't captain Australia because under his captaincy, a lot of things went wrong. Okay, even though he's a good player and he's a great batsman, great leader, but I'm afraid the captaincy has to go to someone else. He can be there as a support mechanism, which is what they're planning on doing, but he won't be captain.
Pat Cummins. If obvious choice looks like Pat Cummins, but why are they taking so long? Let's say there is some reason that maybe Pat Cummins does not want to be a captain. So Steve Smith is out of the question. The Warner is out of the question. So next to you, who do you think is? And Tim Payne is again out of the question.
Usman Khawaja. Usman Khawaja captained Queensland only last season, and he won a Sheffield Shield, the highest level of cricket in Australia other than Test cricket. He should be the one to get the captaincy. Marnus Labuschagne hasn't captained the under fives, let alone anyone else. He shouldn't be captain. If you compare somebody who's captained the state level team and won the competition in the long format compared to someone who's never captained any level, it's pretty obvious who you pick, isn't it?
Correct.
Anyway, that's my thoughts.
So the first hour almost over, Norman, I think.
All right, well, let's leave it at that, Bram. We'll come back tomorrow, and we'll also go with a full review of the test match as we go along. So thanks for your time, Bram.
Okay, bye, Norman. Bye, everybody. Do get 50 subscribers for Norman so he can reach 20,000 subscribers.
We need to get that done. We've got 19,949. We've actually lost. We got one. So 19. We need 51.
Okay.
Nice talk, Baron. See ya.
Sure. Bye. Ciao.
Ciao. All right, guys. Baram, it's great to have on. I'm also going to leave now. It's been 2.5 hours of play. We've got India currently 1-34 against New Zealand. We've lost Agarwal there, caught behind off Jamieson. So we've got both Pujara and Gill in bat, and they've still got Rahane and a few other good players, Shreyas coming. So it's been a great match. We'll be on tomorrow before the match, but half an hour before the match starts, an hour before the match starts, I'll send you a request for that, and we'll be on every day of the test, and also post reviews depending on the way the match goes. We may do some the last few days. We're not going to do it every day. We'll see how we go. All right, guys. Nice to talk to you all again. Thanks for joining. Please join again. Please view, like, and share the post, and subscribe. And obviously, at Norm Koch, which is there on the screen, that is my Twitter and my so-called LinkedIn channel. And we also have my Facebook on Norman Kochnek and my LinkedIn. Sorry, Norman Kochnek. My Norm Koch is actually Twitter and Instagram. And my YouTube channel, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnek. subscribe, and obviously then also go for notifications button as well. So thank you for your time, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on. Thanksgiving tomorrow. Okay, we'll see how we go, Angel. And so we'll talk to you all tomorrow at the same time. So enjoy the match. See how we go. Post reviews. We'll see how we go. Whether we'll actually do a commentary on the Ashes. We certainly will be through NV. I'll be on for the Ashes big time. We'll be in amongst the ground. So talk to you all tomorrow.